What if the battle isn't in your behavior, but in the unseen realm? Welcome to Get Real, Get Revelation, where raw questions meet radical truth. I'm Joy M, Lady Wisdom, and I'm with Laura G, the Destiny Whisperer. This is part one of a three-part series, and we're going to be delving into can a Christian have a demon? So, Laura, can we just start with the thing that people are afraid to say out loud? Can someone who loves Jesus, prays in tongues, goes to church every week, still have a demon?
I'm going to say, Joy, what the church does not want to admit. This question isn't, can a Christian have a demon? It's really, how many? And I know that sounds bold, but I've seen too many spirit filled, worship leading, Bible believing Christians carrying a lot of torment, and they don't even know it's demonic.
That brings me to my next question. Do people even know what demons are? I mean, what is a demon?
Demons are spirit beings, sometimes called entities. They're evil spirits. They're also called unclean spirits. These spirits are earthbound and they are looking for a body to inhabit, according to Mark 5. They are not angels, like a lot of people think. They're not fallen angels, as angels have bodies. Demons have a hierarchy and they run in gangs. They are not omniscient, they can't read minds, but they do influence through the unseen. They're considered parasites of identity. They echo lies until you believe them. Their function is as whisperers. They plant false thoughts that fuel internal pain. They're accusers. They reinforce shame, fear, condemnation. They're controllers. They exploit emotion. They try to steer behaviors. In effect, they're squatters. They claim unhealed space in souls or bodies. Let me say that again. They are squatters. They claim unhealed space. So if you have unhealed places in you, in your soul, in your body, they are going to come in. They look for that vacuum. They're not just attackers, they're influencers, infiltrators, and identity thieves. What do you think of that?
That's heavy. But how is that possible? If the Holy Spirit is in me, how can a demon be anywhere near me?
Well, that's a good question because there are whole factions of Christianity that do not believe that can possibly happen. But the Bible itself says in 1 Thessalonians 5:28, it lays it out. You are a three-part being: spirit, soul, and body. So your spirit is sealed by the Holy Spirit when you are saved. But your soul, that's your mind, your will, and your emotions, is still in progress. And your body, it is still vulnerable to pain, illness, addiction, all of it. So here's the deal: your spirit is saved and sealed, but your body is still, and your soul is still under construction. It's a construction zone, basically. And the demons love unfinished places, Joy. And that's where your body comes into all of this. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. It's not what most people are taught. They think if they're saved, the devil can't touch them. However, we both know that he can't take our salvation, right, from us, but he can make our lives miserable.
Totally miserable, Joy. And that's why we have tormented Christians. They are tormented. They're saved, but they're not free. They don't know why. They're still angry, depressed, addicted, or stuck. They pray harder, they fast, they serve at church, but they are managing a demon instead of evicting it.
Gosh, so is it just about behavior? Or can demons also affect your emotions, your thoughts?
They absolutely affect your emotions. They don't always, you don't see them in church throwing people down on the ground or screaming, but
Mm.
demons can definitely affect your thoughts, your heart, your emotions, and your body. And a good example of that is in 2 Timothy. It says very clearly, you have not been given a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. So there's a spirit of fear. There's a spirit of anxiety. There's a spirit is in you in those wounded places. And sometimes they whisper identity lies so quietly that you actually start to think it's your own voice. In other words, if they whisper, you are always depressed, Joy, guess what's going to happen?
I feel like we just ripped the curtain off something that's been hidden way too long. Nora, give us the wisdom drop from today.
Well, the Holy Spirit may live in your spirit, but demons are squatting in your soul, and they will not leave unless you enable Holy Spirit to do his inner healing work in you.
And this was just part one. Next episode, we're going to go deeper in. And we're going to ask, how do demons actually get in, even when you didn't open the door? This wraps up our straight talk on demons part one. But if you're stirred, confused, convicted, reach out. You weren't meant to be tormented. You were meant to be free. If you agree, comment below, I want to be free. Download the Inner Healing Starting Guide. It's below in the show notes. If spreading God's light is important to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Download your Inner Healing Starter Guide at besignificant.net.